This man gave away his profitable business for free because of his family. He is Hidekazu Yokohama, and he has spent 3 decades building a thriving dairy logistics business in snowy Hokkaido, an area that supplies much of Japan's milk. Last year, he decided to give it all up. It was a radical solution to a problem that is becoming increasingly common in Japan, the world's oldest society. As the country's birth rate declines and its population ages, the average age of business owners has been around 62. Nearly 60% of companies in the country say they have no plan for the future, not knowing who to turn the company over to after retirement. Although Yokoyama, 73, felt he was too old to continue much longer, quitting was not an option. Too many farmers had become dependent on his business. "I definitely could not quit the business," he said. But his children were not interested in running it, so were his employees, and no potential buyers wanted to move to the remote, frozen northern region. So he posted an ad about a service that helps small business owners in remote locations find someone to take over. The advertised selling price, 0 yen. Yokoyama's struggle symbolizes one of the potentially devastating economic impacts of Japan's aging society. It is inevitable that many small and medium-sized businesses will close their doors as the population declines. But policymakers fear that the country could be hit by a wave of closures as aging owners retire en masse. In an apocalyptic 2019 forecast, Japan's Ministry of Commerce predicted that by 2025, some 630,000 profitable businesses could close, causing $165 billion in damage to the economy and the loss of up to 6.5 million jobs. Japanese authorities sprang into action in hopes of averting a catastrophe. Government offices have launched public relations campaigns to inform elderly owners about options for continuing their businesses beyond their retirement, and have set up assistance centers to help them find buyers. To make the offer even more attractive, authorities have introduced extensive subsidies and tax breaks for new owners. However, challenges remain considerable. One of the biggest hurdles in finding a successor has been tradition, said Tsuneya Watanabe, director of Nihon M&A Center, a firm that specializes in finding buyers for valuable small and medium-sized enterprises. Founded in 1991, the company has become extremely profitable, recording $359 million in revenues in 2021. But building that business was a long process. In the past, small business owners, especially those who ran the country's many decades-old or even century-old companies, assumed that their children or a trusted employee would take over. They had no interest in selling the fruit of a lifetime to a stranger, much less a competitor. According to Watanabe, mergers and acquisitions did not have a good reputation, and many people thought it was better to close the company than to sell it. Although the market has found buyers for the most desirable companies, it seems almost impossible for many economically viable small businesses to find someone to take them on. In 2021, according to Japan's Ministry of Commerce, government service centers and mergers and acquisition services found buyers for only 2,413 companies. Another 44,000 were abandoned. More than 55% of these were still profitable when they closed. Many of these businesses were located in small towns and villages, where the problem of succession poses a potentially existential threat. The failure of a business, whether a major local employer or the only grocery store in a village, can make it even more difficult for these places to survive the relentless depopulation of aging populations and the flight to the cities that is emptying the countryside. After a government-run program failed to find someone who could take over from Yokoyama, a bank suggested turning to Relay. Relay is a Japanese company based in Kyushu that focuses on facilitating business succession and acquisition for small and medium-sized businesses. Founded with the goal of solving the problem of lack of successors for companies in Japan, Relay has differentiated itself in the industry by offering innovative solutions to engage potential buyers. The company is dedicated to engaging the community and inspiring potential buyers. Its advertising strategy focuses on extolling successful business owners and the beauty of rural landscapes. This approach is aimed at piquing the interest of people from stressful urban environments who desire a change in their lives and wish to integrate into local communities. Relay offers advisory, mediation, and matching services between sellers and buyers, helping struggling businesses find new owners willing to continue the business. The company is also committed to facilitating the transition between old and new owners, seeking to ensure a smooth business succession. Without obvious successors, farms are closing one after another. Inflation at unprecedented levels caused by the pandemic and the war in Ukraine has pushed dozens of farmers into early retirement. With the crisis, more and more farmers have come to depend on Yokoyama for tasks such as hay harvesting and snow clearing. His days start at 4 a.m. and end at 7 p.m. He even sleeps in a small room behind his office in order to be able to meet all customer demands. It would be extremely difficult if his company closed, because on neighboring farms, Yokoyama's company fills in the gaps. The ad he posted on Relay explained that whoever was chosen would inherit all of the company's equipment and nearly 150 acres of prime farm and forest land. Yokoyama's children would have achieved nothing. I told them if they wanted to take over the company, I would leave it to them. But if they didn't want to do that, I would give it completely to the next guy, Yokoyama said. After a short time, 30 applications flowed in thanks to the announcement. Yokoyama leaned toward an outsider, 26-year-old Kai Fujisawa. A friend had shown Fujisawa the ad on Relay, who immediately drove up and plus showed up at Yokoyama's door, impressing him with his youth and enthusiasm. However, the transition has not been easy. Yokoyama is not entirely convinced that Fujisawa is the right person for the job. The learning curve is steeper than either had imagined, and Yokoyama's employees are skeptical that Fujisawa will be able to maintain the boss's reputation. Most of the company's 17 employees are between 50 and 60 years old, and it is unclear where Fujisawa will find people to replace them when they retire. There is a lot of pressure, Fujisawa said, but when I came here I was ready to do this for the rest of my life. Only in the future will we find out whether the company will be able to remain active and profitable even with the new boss. We hope we have intrigued you with the story of Hidekazu Yokohama and his business. Follow us for more videos.